A very, very warm, good afternoon here from Germany. This is Arunava Chaudhuri. You are on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. It is Saturday, the 3rd of May, and it is the final of the Kalinga Super Cup, in which FC Goa face Jamshedpur FC, and the final started a little over 2 minutes ago. Goa playing in their traditional orange shirts, blue shorts. Goa in attack. The Razic offside, while Jamshedpur FC are playing in their white away kit. And looking forward, hopefully, what will be an interesting encounter today in regard to the game. And as I always like to say towards the start, do leave a like behind if you like the conversation. Do leave a share behind so other people can join us in the conversation, and also, of course, subscribe to the channel in general. So thanks a lot, as always, guys, for all your support, as this is Manolo Marquez's final game in charge of FC Goa. So it's going to be interesting how FC Goa do in that last game. FC Goa in attack, Herrera, and blocked by Pronoy Halder. So that means it is a corner for FC Goa. Good evening, Zorava. It says Gareth Southgate is currently in India. All right. Yeah, I think there was a picture, right? He was watching, I think, a match of Rajasthan Royals the other day, right? Yeah, that was it. Corner for FC Goa to be taken by Borja Herrera. Well, of course, last time around won the Super Cup with East Bengal before moving to Goa. Takes it short. Drazic, Borja into the box. That's a good one. Cleared, I think, by Javi Hernandez. Replay of that opportunity. Drazic plays it back. And Borja. Okay, Javi once more. Boris into the box, far. Headed out by Ashok. Can Ashok keep it in? No, he doesn't. Throw in, FC Goa. The Goa's trying to create a little bit of pressure. Referee asks the Goa's to retake the throw in. Akash Sangwan gets in, tries to get into the box. Cleared. And there's a chance for a counter for the Red Miners. Jordan Murray. Uwais. He's got to Chena. Reta Chikawa. Mohamed Uwais. Sekovic allows the ball to roll to Albino, who punts it high. Pronoy can't control his header. Ball back with FC Goa. Akash Sangwan. McHugh. Again, Akash Sangwan. McHugh. A little complicated. High ball forward. Cleared by Uday. Uncontrolled at this moment. Akash Sangwan. Carl McHugh with the ball. Plays it nicely across to Boris. Boris on the right. Finds no option. Plays it back to Saltavora. Sandesh. Akash. Akash Sangwan. Ball across. Nice ball to Udanta. Ikaguru Chena. Back to Udanta. Looking for options. Plays it to Tavora. Udanta. Oh, looks for Boris. Doesn't get to it. Cleared. Maybe a chance for Jamshedpur to break, but intercepted by the Gauze. It's a long-range attempt. But Akash Sangwan a little too over-ambitious, in my opinion, in that situation. Khalid Jamil, who yesterday received the Coach of the Year award of the All India Football Federation. Abino goal kick. Jordan Murray on the other side, on the left, sorry. And dispossessed by the Gauze. Oday keeps it in, no corner. Boris with a long ball forward, looking for Ika Guruchena. Cleared by Sirkovic. Throw in for FC Goa. Taora. FC Goa trying to combine. Ball through to Guruchena. Can't control it. Stephen Eze loses the ball. Udanta. That should be a foul from Ray Tachikawa. Not happy. Stephen Eze. Can't control it. The Gauze have it. Guruchena to Udanta. Yeah. And there's a contact between Tachikawa and Udanta. Free kick. About 35, maybe 33, 35 meters out. Borja, but over the goal. Nearly 10 minutes played. And is expected the Gauze, the more active of the two teams in this final of the Kalinga Super Cup 2025. Test for both the teams. These two sides can get a result tonight. Albino, okay, cleared by the Gauze, but back with Jamshedpur. Ayush, Pranay in midfield, ball out, throw in. Kalinga put under pressure. There was a handball from the Irishman. Jordan Murray tries to beat Boris. Jordan Murray against Boris. Oh, that's a nice little trick, but takes on too many men. Kalinga gets it across to Borja, but ball back with FC Goa. Udanta moving forward, beats Ray Chachikawa once again. Plays it to Borja. Oh, that was a bad chip. Sorry, Drazic. Dejan Drazic. No, that wasn't the best. They're lucky on that one. It doesn't follow through and Drazic doesn't go down. Ball back with FC Goa. Ritik Tiwari. Plays it to Akash. Tavora. McHugh. Tavora. Let me know, guys, what you're thinking about the game. If you've got any observations as the Gauze try and combine and play. Jamshedpur, as one would have expected, with a more of a wait and watch approach in this game. Kalinga looks and finds Borja, but dispossessed. Ball for Murray, cleared by Uday. Borja. Now a chance for FC Goa to break, but Borja has to beat Reita Chikawa, who gets the ball off him. Severio against McHugh, loses the ball. Quite a bit of tussle in the midfield at the moment between both these sides. Borja, replay being shown, lovely clearance against Murray. And then the fight for the ball between Borja and Tachikawa, once more that clearance. Another clearance. Chance to break, but Murray offside. Sorry, Javi Hernandez offside. Prannoy, I can't measure the pass really in that instance. And quite some fans with Jamshedpur gear in the stadium. Of course, also officials of the All India Football Federation also there. Nikhil Barla beats Akash Sangwa. Nikhil Barla can't get past the second man. Now a chance for FC Goa to break. Ooh, that was a rough one. And that's a foul from Stephen Eze, and that's going to be carded. Stephen Eze, quite a rough one on Borja, who goes flying over the tall Nigerian. A replay of the potential chance there for Jamshedpur FC. Barla gets plus Akash Sangwan, but Khan McHugh with his positioning intercepts and starts a counter. Let's quickly to go to the lineups. In goal, Ritik Tiwari for FC Goa. Boris, Uday, Jingan, and Sangwan in defense. Tavora and McHugh in defensive midfield. Udanta, Borja, and Drazic in midfield, and Guruchena up front. So no Bryson Fernandez at this moment in time. At the other end, Albino, Ashutosh, Eze, Sirkovic, Wes, Prannoy, Reita Chikawa in defensive midfield. Murray, Barla on the wings, Javi as a number 10, and Javi Severio as the striker in the lineup. So for Stephen Eze, a little early, 15 minutes in to pick up a card. Dispossessed and foul from Drazic this time. Is it against Prannoy Halder? Let's see. Drazic loses the ball. Yeah, it is against Prannoy. And Prannoy makes the most of it. Just a hand on the shoulder. Prannoy using all his experience in this situation. Interesting, Prannoy Halder, who initially didn't play much. And there is the top brass of the federation. Kalyan Chaube sitting there. Executive committee members, amongst others. Climax Lawrence. To be seen in the stands for this final. Kalyan, of course, will come into action post-match to hand over the trophy. Ball out to Boris. Good cross over. Can he get to it? No, he can't. Guruchena, can he keep it in? Drazic, no, he can't. Good ball there from Boris. And Nika Guruchena couldn't measure it properly. Maybe a little overcooked the cross from Boris Singh, but yeah, FC Goa is playing positive football in my opinion so far. And that's as we would have expected, the way that Jamshedpur FC play their football, more of a wait and watch, let the opponent come at me, let the opponent play. That has been their preferred style. And so therefore that's the thing. I did start a poll here in the chat. Those of you who've watched it, seen it so far, 71% are saying that FC Goa is going to win. 29% say Jamshedpur FC. So that's that. Throwing at the other end. We're in the 19th minute of the game now. Mohamed Uwais. Prannoy gets blocked. Guruchena. Udanta gets past Prannoy. Back to Guruchena. Lovely ball in the middle to Borja, and Saltabora loses the ball. Quite a bit of action at this stage. Ball towards Barla, but Akash gets it. Ritik Tiwari plays it out. Kept in by FC Goa. Tabora back to Sangwan. Who has space. Plays it nicely to Carl McHugh. Drazic, Dejan Drazic. Plays it across to Boris. There. Back to Akash Sangwan. The left back, wasted. Bruno in the way. Javi Hernandez. Haven't seen much of Javi yet, but when needed, the Spaniard has the capability, can create that magic for his side. Borja plays it through to Ika Guruchena, who's quite off the mark. And blasts over. Borja Herrera looking for Ika Guruchena and the quick through. Nice ball. But Borja a little too wide on the right side, and his shot just way over. Goal kick with Albino Gomes. Long ball forward from Jamshedpur FC, but from Prannoy, but no problem for Ritik Tiwari. 20 minutes plus now played, still goalless. Dejan Drazic into the middle to Udanta. Udanta looking to take a shot, blocked. Ball comes back to Boris, back to Udanta. Udanta tries to get it. Does he earn a corner? Doesn't look like it. Let's see once more. Udanta tries to take a shot, first blocked. Ball comes to Boris. Boris puts a through pass. And then the ball goes out without touching Sirkovic. Two coaches, two contrasting minds in regard to their football playing each other. Manolo, who likes, hi Blue, welcome, good evening. Likes his team to play football, but controlled football if that needs to be. And on the other side, Khalid Jamil, who has a defensive mindset. But if he has the players who have the creativity, the capability, he gives those players the freedom, like Javi, to do what it's needed. Akash Sangwan, that's a mistake. Akash Sangwan, and that's a save, and that's a goal. Borja Herrera. That's the 1-0 for FC Goa. And does history repeat itself? Because Borja Herrera, of course, scored also for East Bengal in the last Super Cup final. It's 1-0 FC Goa. Big mistake there from Albino Gomes, yeah. And that's the problem. And the pressure does pay off. Once more the build-up. Ball out on the left to Akar Sangwan. Albino, ball into the middle. Makes 2 saves, but on both occasions one was saved by Albino. The first attempt, from Borja was blocked brilliantly by Stephen Eze, but the second one, and Amisar Kurlam are goal. Goa goal. Welcome, Shovik. Yeah, important for FC Goa, important for the match. Oh, a little bit ambitious. Ika Guruchena. And this, of course, changes the complexion of the game in the way that now the defensive approach that Khalid Jamil and his boys will not work. Because now they have to play football. For Herrera with the goal. Now Jamshedpur at least have to score a goal to stay in this match. And that will potentially open up space for FC Goa for their quick players. What's the problem with Indian goalkeepers? Most of them push the ball into play instead of catching the ball. See, Shobik, and sometimes I think this Albino thing is not the problem of catching the ball in this instance. I would rather say, can he push it somewhere else than rather back into play? I think that's the problem. And then, of course, once again, they're showing the replay. Yeah, he pushes it into the middle. Can he push it? Because if he pushes it to the side, then maybe Stephen Eze or someone else could clear it and holding on to it. I'm not sure if you can hold on to the ball, but you're right that is something also we've seen with corners and ball coming into the box that a lot of goalkeepers like to punch the ball away, and then we've had a few instances where goalkeepers have really mistimed their punch as well. So therefore, that's something that they like to do. But at this moment in time, yeah, you're very, very right that this is the problem, and this is something that we've seen very often this season with our keepers, that they've been doing that, and yeah, it's not helped them so far. Ika Guruchena will be a happy man. He hasn't scored, but he has been part in the thick of the action. Yeah. FC Goa lose the ball, throw in for Jamshedpur FC. Mohamed Uwais looking for Javi Severio, but once again winner against his compatriot. Severio seems to have picked up some injury. Oh, Khalid Jamil, Sandesh Jhingan being put under pressure by Nikhil Bala. But that will be a goal kick for young Ritik Tiwari, and Sandesh showing cool down. Sandesh unnecessarily put under pressure, but he smartly plays in the path of Nikhil Bala for a goal kick. Manolo Marquez just being shown. Will surely be a happy man, Manolo, after 26 plus minutes, because with this result, it would mean Manolo Marquez would end his stint with FC Goa with a trophy. Already has the most number of wins, the best win ratio of any FC Goa coach, but of course has no silverware to his name. FC Goa in attack. Borja plays it across to Drazic, both on the left wing. Nice ball to Ika Guruchena, who's in the middle, being put under pressure from Sirkovic. Ika Guruchena in his own style. That should be a foul. And Reita Chikawa knows that, and he has to be careful. It's not his first. Maybe another free kick, but a little to the right. Guruchena with his style, a player where I said I would have loved Ika Guruchena to have stayed with Mumbai City. One reason I want Jamshedpur FC to win the Super Cup because I want an Indian coach to play in Asia. Shavik, I want the better team to play in Asia. And if you ask me, very, very clearly the better team is FC Goa, whoever's going to coach them next season. Free kick. Drazic and Borja over the ball. Borja, nice ball. Uday with the header. Cleared for a corner. I think Serkovic, Yeah, it is Serkovic ahead of Uday. Uday on India, the captain of FC Goa today. The corner will also be taken by Borja Herrera, the man who scored the only goal of the final so far. Second corner for FC Goa. Borja puts the ball into the box. Good header from but over the goal. Captain can't keep it in the frame. Yeah, looping over. And it's the water break after nearly 29 minutes. A little later than usual, the water break in this game. But so far, I think Manolo Marquez will be happy with what he's seen from his team, from his side. And Khalid Jamil will be hoping that they can do more. Javi Hernandez getting his captain's armband corrected by Khalid Jamil. Hasn't been really in the match so far, Javi Hernandez. And replay of the goal. Ball played out wide to Akash Sangwan. Puts pressure on Albino. Cleared by Stephen Eze in the first instance. But on the second rebound, so, yeah. Good goal over there. I mean, my club is out of the Super Cup first round. That's why I want Khalid Jamil, who's an Indian coach, to rise luck in Jamshedpur FC. Says Aditya. Okay. For another for left wing, how good is that? He's not on the left wing. He's playing in defensive midfield, Aditya. But, yeah, Borja Herrera. So far, the man who's making the difference. There, some of the players were out for this match. Ashutosh Mehta being shown. AIFF President Kalyan Chaubey with his wife in the stands. Other members of the AIFF Executive Committee also in the stands for this encounter. And once more, the replay of the goal. Too many options, too many rebounds, which allowed Borja to score off the second attempt. And just looking also on who is on the bench for FC Goa: Lara Sharma, Saratin Fernandez, Nimdo Jitamang, Jay Gupta, Mohammad Yasir, Ayush Chetri, Raulson Borges, Bryson Fernandez, Mohammad Nemel, and Alan as well. Alan Shaji. Oh, that's a foul from Ika Guruchena against Serkovic. So those are the bench players for FC Goa. And Serkovic is up. Did Ika Guruchena get a yellow card? Looks like it. That Serkovic seems to be up. And on the bench for Jamshedpur FC, Amrit, Pratik Chaudhuri, Karthik, Changtu, Saurav Das, Lendungal, Shrikutan, Imran Khan, Mohammed Sanan, and Ritvik Das. So a much stronger bench, I would say, is there with FC Goa. So let's wait and see what both these teams do. Borera is enemy number 1 of FC Odisha FC. Okay. Why, Aditya? Could you tell me that? Ball with Nikhil Bala wins a throw in against Boris on the left. And reminder, those of you watching, if you like the content, if you like the watch along the live commentary here of the game, do leave a like behind. And of course, if you're shared with others as well to potentially join us, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. Jamshedpur, Reta Chigawa on the left, ball into the middle, into the box, and headed towards Javi Hernandez, but he can't control it and blasts over. Because he won the pen last year in the fun. Acha, okay, that was, yeah, I remember. Due to acting skills and got an extra penalty to change the game to the 2024 Super Cup match. Yes, not only that, and of course the card, which later resulted in a sending off. Yes. Throw in Jamshedpur FC. We're now 34 plus minutes into this game. Just one second, I'll just get up and close the window. Started to rain over there. So far, yeah, FC Goa as expected with more of the ball. Jamshedpur FC trying to build on their counter-attacking skills. That's what one would have expected from this game. Jamshedpur just about clearing their lines. Throw in FC Goa. That's going to be the challenge, I think, between these two. What can Jamshedpur FC do? Need to get more of the ball. Once more, Akash Sangwan. And now Jamshedpur FC trying to attack. But the Goa is not allowing their men to get through. Free kick for Javi Hernandez. I think the job is very, very clear. Whenever Javi Hernandez is getting to the ball, that Saltavora or Carl McHugh are close by, not to allow him to play. And that's a yellow card for Saltavora. That's an easy one. Interesting that he gets a card. Could have given some other players a card rather early on than him, but he'll have to live with it for the rest of the game. Dom Saltavora, someone who's been around since the early days of the Indian Super League. And of course, Jamshedpur FC have to do more than just allow FC Goa to combine, to play, to turn it around. But again, we have the example, of course, of the match in Goa, where FC Goa played well for most of the game, but in the end did lose 1-2 to Jamshedpur FC. So Jamshedpur FC is known to win matches in which you feel, yeah, the opponent was better for most of the game, but they then get the goal, sneak in the goal. So that wouldn't be something new. Corner now for Jamshedpur FC. Javi Hernandez set to take it. He's good with the dead ball, the experienced Spaniard. And Ashu. Yeah, can't head it goalwards. No danger, no real danger for the goal of Ritik Tiwari, young Indian goalkeeper who, if I have to talk about goalkeepers, most probably impressed me the most this season amongst all the keepers. If you look at all the list, if you look at all the players, I think Ritik Tiwari would be the one that I would pick out. And hopefully he can continue on this path. He's impressed me a lot this season. And yeah, it will be interesting to see Yeah. Right. So almost to go. Yeah, I wasn't that close. Where did you go? I just went and had to close when it's raining a little bit, getting a little fresh. So therefore, thought of closing the window. Ashutosh Mehta, of course, an experienced customer with Khalid Jamil. They won the I-League at Aizawl 2017. Long throw in, Mohamed Uwais. Headed on by Javi Severio, but out of danger, Udanta. Oh, Stephen Eze. Foul not given. Ball out to Mohamed Uwais. And can't cross it in. Udanta in the way. And there's a man down. Stephen Eze still down in the box of FC Goa. But Jamshedpur FC play on. Ball's now gone out. Let's see what happened here. Stephen Eze in the middle. Ritik Tiwari comes out. Catches. Yeah, quite a bit of the head of Stephen Eze. And the medical team of Jamshedpur FC is the thumbs up. That means Stephen Eze can play on. That's important for Jamshedpur FC. Stephen Eze with his towering presence can be dangerous in terrible situations. But he's going to be missed now. Mohamed Uwais with the ball. With a long throw into the box. Now it's for Sirkovic, for Javi Severio and others to try and make something out of it. Comes towards Severio. Cleared. Guru Chena beats his marker. Long ball in. And Ashutosh Mehta just about clears it ahead of Udanta, I think. Or was it Boris? Mix up the two. Guru Chena does everything against Nikhil Bala to put the ball right. And no, it was actually Bora who was the man dispossessed by Ashu. 40 minutes now gone. FC Goa leading 1-0 in the final of the Kalinga Super Cup against Jamshedpur. Jamshedpur tried to turn. McHugh dispossesses Javier Hernandez. But that's given as a foul. Oh, I see that as a foul. So the ball has to be careful. Pick the ball up. John Murray now on the right against Akash. On to Javi, who's dropped deep. Ball up front for Barla. Severio can't control it. And the Gauls clear their lines. Ball still with Jamshedpur FC. Javi to Ray Tachikawa, cleared by Uday. McHugh, Tawara dispossessed again, but McHugh gets the ball back. Foul not given. Oh, that was a tough one from Pronoy Halda. So nice enjoying the weather in Germany. It's really scorching. I'm not enjoying the weather, Shovik, over here. It was, for our standard, it was scorching yesterday, and we had quite, you would have said monsoon-style rains. Oh. The problem now is that he doesn't adapt to change in game, stick to tactical. Khalid tries his best as to be as much as adaptable to the game. What is Khalid adapting, Aditya? I know some of you guys always say, oh, he's adaptable. He has one tactics: stand deep and allow the, whoever has got a little bit of creativity to play football. FC Goa look like they will win, says Banjab. At the moment looks like it, but I remind of the first match between these two this season in the ISL, where FC Goa clear cut clear-cut favourites in my opinion, and they couldn't get it over the line. Damn, Bayern Munich cannot win without Harry Kane. Yeah, looks like it today, losing to Leipzig. FC Goa in the danger zone. Dejan Drazic, but Albino Gomes collects. Releases directly for Severio. Ball falls for Balla. Nikhil Balla with a shot. But and there wants a foul for that, whatever Severio did to him. Doesn't get it. Let's see that again. Good long ball from Albino. Severio gets it to Balla. As I said, we once more see the situation at the other end. Akash Sangwan, Drazic in the box, into the middle, but only to Albino. Corner for Jamshedpur FC. Steven Eze, Sirkovic in the box, but this time Rei Tachikawa to take it from the left. Puts it far and deep. That's a chance against the bar. And Kamikyu clears it for another corner. Rei Tachikawa, the ball is traveling. Sirkovic in the middle had beaten the keeper. Once again, Severio, Sirkovic, and Kalmakyu doesn't take any prisoners and clears it. Another corner, Javi Hernandez, and cleared for another corner by Sandesh Jingan. First period of real pressure from Jamshedpur FC. In this game, Rei Tachikawa, that's a dangerous one, cleared by the Gauze, and Udanta can't get it over the head of one of the players. I don't know who it was. That was Pranay Halda. Throw in for FC Goa. 45 minutes now played. Cleared by Uwais. Long throw in. Uwais. Barla. Guru Chena there. Throw in for Jamshedpur FC. 3 minutes of added time in the first 45. Oh, that's quite a bit. McHugh wins the ball off Javi Hernandez. Ball, nicely played there, but Guruchena doesn't get to it. Hi, Anurag, good to see you. Yes, I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good as well. Dejan Drazic tried that through ball to Ikar, but it's a little too strong, the attempt. Albino goal kick. Jordan Murray against Akash Sangwan, plays back to Ashutosh. Pronoy under pressure. Pronoy Alda plays it back to Steven Eze, who chips it forward, but cleared. Important clearance from Akash Sangwan because there were two players ahead of him. Could have been danger for Jamshedpur FC. Ashutosh. Ball to Jordan Murray. Jordan Murray with a waiver attempt. Hasn't been the half of the Aussie so far. And gets into decent position in the middle, but wayward shot with his left foot. Can do better, knows he can do much, much better. As we are now in the 48th minute of the first 45. Last few seconds of the first half, FC Goa with the lead. Can they keep it that way? Ikukuruchina doesn't get to it. Borja. Long ball forward. Cleared by Sandesh. Always back to his keeper, Albino. Oh, that was... looked wayward, but was okay. Javi. Reta Chikawa. Back to Mohamed Uwais. Sirkovic. Eze. With a nice through ball for Javi Severio. Javi Severio plays it to Jordan Murray, but Severio was offside, according to the referee. And it is half-time. FC Goa take a 1-0 lead into the break of this final in the Kalinga Super Cup at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. And if we look at the first 45, let's see when the stats come out, but I would say deserving lead. FC Goa, the more active of the two sides, as one would expect in this final. Did what was needed to try and control the game. And Jamshedpur FC have to do more, have to be more active, and know that this is so far not enough, I would say. This is everything but not enough. And they will have to do much more. It's going to be interesting to see how they cope with the game as they show the highlights of the first 45. Started off with Jamshedpur FC with Reta Chikawa with an attempt which went wide, and then another attempt, Jordan Murray, Javi Hernandez, and a save from Ritik Tiwari. That was it at the start. And then it was FC Goa. Free kick over by Borja. And you had this feeling, I had at least the feeling, I don't know what you guys felt, that it is very, very likely that, FC Goa are coming closer to a goal, and deservingly so, I would say. If you think about the first half, let me just find the match stats for all of us, and then we can talk about those as well. Quickly, 1 second, let me just get in there. As Bayern Munich score against Leipzig, 2-1 now for Leipzig out there. Where are the match stats? Okay, there they are. 2 yellow cards so far. And more action in the half of Jamshedpur FC, and it was most probably expected, I guess. I don't know what you guys think, but I expected it the way it panned out, both in a 4-2-3-1 formation, quite similar to each other. But I thought FC Goa, as expected, more active. As expected, FC Goa were trying to play football. Jamshedpur FC is with the usual wait and watch approach and try to surprise the opponent. And Bayern equalized within 2 minutes, 2-2, Michael Olise. That's the interesting part of a game like this, and therefore for me, deservingly FC Goa ahead in this encounter so far, and it'll be interesting to see what Jamshedpur FC do, because they have to change something. They have to get Javi Hernandez in the position to be able to either play some passes to his strikers, be it Severio, be it Jordan Murray has not been good so far. Nikhil Bala has had limited impact. Let me see what both teams have on the bench. And therefore, what can Jamshedpur bring on the pitch? On the bench, Amrit Gope as a goalkeeper Pratik Chaudhuri, Karthik Chaudhuri, Lahariat Puya, Changtu. In midfield, Saurav Das, Imran Khan. You've got Mohammad Sanan, Simanan Dungal, Shrikutan VS, and Ritik Das. So there's no alternative striker on the bench for Jamshedpur FC, but a lot of wingers in Sanan, Len, Shrikutan, and Ritvik. Imran Khan as well. Imran could also play centrally if needed, Saurav Das in a defensive position. Meanwhile, at the other end, if you look at FC Goa, Lara Sharma as a keeper, Seraton Fernandez, Nimrod Jitamang, Jay Gupta as defenders, Mohammad Yasir, Ayush Chetri, Roland Borges, of course, the very talented Bryson Fernandez, Mohammad Nimil, and Alan Saji as alternatives so far. So therefore, from that perspective, there are options. There are options. But again, let me know what you guys think, and just quickly see what's the status of the vote. 19 votes so far, and as expected, 79 to 21 thinking that FC Goa will win. Yeah, I would have said that as well. And I guess as the longer the match lasts, the more I guess we'll all think that FC Goa is going to win this. And Blue says good performance by FC Goa, but I think they need to score another one fast, or at least the quarter. They can be troubled and snatched win from last minutes many times. I agree with you. It happened in Goa, right? So this is not something which I would be surprised about at this moment in time, because it has happened multiple times this season, as you say, Blue, and it's happened in Goa too. FC Goa, they were leading 1-0 and you thought, okay, they're cruising, nothing is going to happen, and suddenly boom, boom, Jamshedpur scored 2 goals, and suddenly the game changes and Jamshedpur literally take the win away from them. A second goal is needed, and that would give them the confidence really also, I think. And I like the positive approach from FC Goa today, as we normally see from them. But yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Ishan says, how do you rate Ritik's season thus far? Ishan, I spoke a little earlier about it. I feel if we're talking about Ritik Tiwari, he would be the pick of the keepers in regard to the Indian keepers during this season, in my opinion. But again, is he ready for international football? I don't think just yet. I would like Ritik Tiwari to confirm this performance next season. We've had this now with a number of goalkeepers who've had one good season here or there, and then, in the second one, they couldn't perform. So therefore, that's to me a little troubling with all these players. But again, it's going to be interesting to see if Ritik Tiwari can really do something, or if he turns out to be now a one-season wonder as well as a keeper. I hope not, but I said we've seen that now with so many keepers. That is concern for me. That I would say. I hope Ritik doesn't come into that class. So therefore, that to me, again, pushed out Lakshmikant Katimani, and to me, Kati is one of the seasoned players, in my opinion, seasoned keepers, in my opinion. So therefore, for me, that's an achievement for him, that Ritik has been able to keep him out, and therefore give him credit for that. But he has to prove that next term. Good that after the game, Manolo will focus on national team only. I think he will already be confirmed with state was blessed to call for the national camp. Ishan, I think in his head he'll have the names already. He will. I'm sure he would have used the time also in Odisha to have spoken to the one or the other player, national team player here or there, and So therefore, for me, I think that would be the case. Therefore, let's wait and see. I think will be interesting to see what Manolo is able to do. But again, let's see. The problem is that the confidence in ISL doesn't translate into confidence in the national team. Ishan, no, it doesn't, because one has to be honest that the standard in the national team, international football, is higher than that of the ISL, sometimes even a lot higher. So therefore, for me, So therefore, for me, that is something which is a bit of a problem. If FC Goa are a more stable team to play in AFC competition rather than the first day, they should qualify for the ACF2 playoffs. Banjo, I think I would rate FC Goa higher than Jamshedpur FC as the team to play continental competition, yes. And I would say that I would think and believe that they are better equipped to play at that level, just because of the football that they can play. So therefore, that would be my point on that. But yeah, let's see. At the moment, it looks good for them. They're leading, and they will have to see what they can do in the second 45. But it's advantage at the moment for FC Goa going into the break. One thing that I want us to give Khalid is that he gets the foreigners to work hard for the team. Ishan, yeah, but the point is Stephen Eze has done that even before Khalid came around. Javi Hernandez did that before that. Severio also has done that. Jordan Murray has done that at all clubs that he's been at. Sirkovic has done that even at Chennai. Reita Chikawa did that. So is this, so yeah, that's something which I don't know if that's a point really of getting it out of them, because I said that I when I saw them live against Punjab FC in Delhi, for me clearly the standout player was Javi. That player was just a class apart, and that's the only reason to me that the team won. It was not any clever team play or something of that sort. It was the individual brilliance of Javi Hernandez which won you the game, and therefore I'm surprised that he hasn't played well for Odisha or for BFC like he did earlier for ATK. But I'm surprised that none of the bigger teams actually picked him up, because he's still one of the best creative players in this league. If Jamshedpur FC qualify, do you think they will spend more money next season? Gaurav, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think to see that they will spend more. Again, we'll have to see what happens with the ISL in general. I don't even know if Jamshedpur FC is going to be there as a team next season, right? So I think that should be the conversation. It will be an interesting half for sure. We'll see how Khalid throws the kitchen sink at the opposition for a change instead of defending deep and hitting on the counters. Ishan will be interesting to see if he sticks to his plans, let's say for 70, 75 minutes, and that's going to be interesting. Or if he changes tactics, because the point is he's got all his foreigners on the field, right? So he doesn't have, normally you can say I've got 4 foreigners on the field, I've got 2 others to bring on, I can maybe change something here or there. You can't do that today, right? You've got your best players on the field, and as said, you've got a lot of interesting wingers. He's chosen Barla today, but he could bring in Ritik. Ritik, of course, has always had his influence in the last few weeks also. We can talk about Shrikutan, we can talk about Lendunga, Mohamed Sanan, Imran Khan. So he's got options in regard to wingers, but he doesn't have options in regard to strikers. So therefore, I'm not sure what can he do in regard to changing that, right? So that's the thing that I think that makes it interesting. And yeah, that's the situation as it stands at this moment. Any updates on the MRA renewal? Ishan, there will be no updates because the Supreme Court has sort of said, so therefore there's nothing. I think the AIFF needs to talk to the Supreme Court and find something to be able to, to be able to get something out of this. And but at the moment, the MRA conversations are not happening at all. Why was Sandesh leading with his arm while defending corners? Could have easily been a penalty had the ball hit his hand. Ishan, if you followed Sandesh has been doing this for a while, right? This is not the first time. I at least have seen this from a Sandesh Jingan. So therefore, for me, this is something that Sandesh does. And again, it's not new. It's not something that has happened for the first time. And therefore, for me, that's something that he does, that he likes to do. That's the way he defends. And therefore, nothing very, very special in that way. So therefore, that's it. Hi, Metan Fermin. Didn't know you had a watch along. How did you feel about the first half? Seemed a bit lethargic to me. I thought, if you simply want to sum it up, FC Goa were the better team, more active team. Jamshedpur played their game. That's the way that they like to play. Wait and watch, trying to hit him on the counter. Maybe Albino with the long ball, that one situation where he punts the ball forward, Severio puts it down, but Barla can't keep it on goal. So therefore, that's going to be interesting. And to me, it's a question of how do you do it, and will be very, very interesting to see what happens. To me, it's not something which is will be very interesting to see how Jamshedpur turn things around. But yes, he's conceded a lot of penalties through handballs. Needs to be careful given experience. See, experience is the one thing, and the way you do things is another thing, right? So to me, Sandesh Jingan will not change his style of play, right? Sandesh will go up this way into a corner and will concede here or there, and therefore, from that perspective, that's there. Second half is just kicked off. Jamshedpur now from left to right in the white kit. FC Goa from right to left in the orange and blue. Sanan and Imran are now on, as Ishan says. So that's, I'm trying to change something on that. On the wings, so therefore that's going to be interesting to see what if and what they can do in the second 45. Imran across to Mohammed Sanan against Boris, gets the ball into the box. Akash Sangwan doesn't clear it properly. Imran Khan chips it goalwards, and Sandesh Jingan clears it for a corner. So direct impact from the two. Do you think if this game was played in cooler areas, the pace would be more? Might be, might also not be, because I think it's been a long season for the players. Fifth corner for Jamshedpur FC, 2 for FC Goa. Might be that time to me, but I think the players are also tired after this long season. And Sekovic, but a FC Goa player touches the ball corner once more. Yeah, Borja most probably. And so to me, could be, might not have to be. I think the players are now used to these weather conditions, and they know what to do. Tachikawa, but straight into the arms of Ritik Tiwari, who does very well. Chance for Guruchena to break. Drasic, Guruchena plays the ball across and doesn't get to it. Javi Murray. Do you see someone getting a national team call-up? Yeah, I do. I think we don't have too many options, so I think that he should be part of the national team. Handball, Jordan Murray. Yeah, that's a clear handball. No discussion about it. When the player join the national team of this, I think they will get a 2 rest of a week. Yeah, Manjab, my opinion is also they're going to get 2 weeks of rest. And if they get 2 weeks of rest, and I guess he's going to get a call up. Going to do the might do announcement, I think tomorrow or day after, maybe Monday. And that's something. There's this foul on Dejan Drasic from Ashutosh Mehta. Do watchalongs remind you of being on comms with late Movesa? No, Ishan, no, because doing these watchalongs is something totally different, actually, to be very honest with you, than actually doing commentary, because when I'm doing commentary, I'm just focused 100% on the game. Here, I'm focused on watching the game, looking at your comments, also following a little bit of social media. Actually, I'm watching also the Bundesliga in the background as well. So I'm following what is happening there. So watching 2 matches. Free kick into the arms of Albino. Can release fast. Takes his time. forward to Mohamed San, can't control, Boris back and cleared. So therefore it's something, waiting for your handball announcement. So when will that be out? I'm just waiting, or we are waiting for the Handball Association to do some homework, and then we'll announce things. Offside opposition, new situation, and Stephen Eze wins the ball back for Jamshedpur FC. What? See, Javi Hernandez now joins Tachikawa if needed in a holding position, and if needed moves up. So it's a 4-2-3-1, but it can be a 4-1-4-1 as well. Long ball forward, but Imran Khan won't get to that Stephen Eze ball. Replay Stephen Eze. Bullies Guruchin away from the ball. Borja Herrera moving goalwards. Borja Herrera with a shot, and what a goal! Borja Herrera, a world-class goal. Borja Herrera, wow, what an attempt! What a goal! Borja Herrera, 2-0 FC Goa. Boom. Out of nowhere. What a goal. Borja Herrera. Wow. Wow, what a goal, Borja Herrera. And just shows what class and potential the player has. Moves forward, gets the ball, sees the gap, and the technique. The technique is world class. Javi Hernandez having to chase him, and that, of course, gives him the opportunity. Wow, what a banger. Methamphetamine, you say it. Brilliant goal. Borja Herrera. 2-0 FC Goa. What a season Borja has had. Truly amazing player. What a player he's been. And that goal was at least the goal of the tournament to me. Maybe would be a contender for goal of the season in Indian football as well. And now, Jamshedpur FC have a task cut out. We just were talking a little bit earlier about this, right? So is his unrealistic athleticism given his very tall frame? Yeah, he has that. And he knows to use his body as well. And now, Sanan against Boris. Javi Hernandez chips it to Mohamed Sanan into the box, and Javi Severio. But it's offside, huh? Ooh. That would have been a comeback. Lovely ball. But the Severio is not offside. Was Mohamed Sanan wasn't. Okay. Hey, Avijay, so will go for a coach who likes to play passing football, right? Yes, they will. Okay. I still can understand why we let him go last season after we won Super Cup. Shovik, I think, and Bayern Munich scored a third. I think he wanted to leave. Yeah, but I think it wasn't Severio. I think it was Sanan. Shovik. What was Sanan doing? How do players miss the basic techniques like staying on? There's a lot of players around the world who have a problem in that, and it does happen. And yeah, could have been an interesting comeback. Then a 2-1, and then we had game on. Yeah, Sanan was off. It wasn't Severio. It was Sanan, and McHugh keeps the ball. Tavora out to Udanta. Boris overlaps. Boris against Sanan now at the other end. Boris plays it back to Udanta but earns a throw in. FC Goa with a 2-0 lead now. 55 minutes now played. Ball in the box. Might be danger for FC Goa. Boris plays it back. Val McHugh under pressure from Javi. Keep the ball. FC Goa now playing football. Boris in the box. Boris looking option, not against Sirkovic. Plays it out. Udanta keeps the ball. Udanta keeps the ball in. Plays it again to Boris. Boris back in the box. Boris with an attempt. And that goes wide. Once more the replay. Boris, and that was not on target. But a nice piece of combo between Boris and Udanta. Germany is really a goldmine of quality coaches, right? Hansi has turned around Barca. Are they your favorite to win it all? Avjit, they're going to win La Liga, it looks like to me. But are they going to win it all? I'm not 100% certain, to be very honest. I would say that, let's see who they have. Let them beat Inter first, and then we'll see what happens. Jamshedpur FC look to make the most of their set pieces. I think even the long throws, they have a lot of height in their team. Yeah, Ishan, but they need to get into that position. FC Goa is getting into this very dangerous flow where FC Goa, can score a third or a fourth. And, so Jamshedpur have to be now careful because it is a, crazy situation. Steven Eze loses the ball. Tries to play Ika Guruchena. And it's interesting, even Steven Eze is moving up a little now, dropping back. FC Goa well deserves. They should lift the cup and hope we do well in Asia. Yeah, Shovik, let's hope so. Let them. They've got more than half an hour to play. Boris is doing okay today, but was getting run over by Ashik. Probably goes on to show how pace or skills are not enough to be on the wing, but need physique to win duels. Yeah, but Ashik Kurunian to me is one of those underrated players in an Indian football context. And, so therefore for me, that Boris has problems with Ashik, I think, does not surprise me. Again, to me, I'm not always sure what is Boris. Is he rather an attacking or a defensive-minded player? Javi Hernandez gets past. Can he get past? No, he can't get past. McHugh. So therefore, for me, to me, no, sorry, that was Dejan Drazic on defensive duties. And 58 minutes plus. So therefore, that's going to be an interesting one. But I like the combo of Boris and Udanta. Once more, they're showing the goal. That was class. A complete outstretched. Too fast, too good. Ami just has the rare ability of creating something out of absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's I think the charm of this game, I would say, and that makes it interesting. Oh, FC Goa into the box. Val McHugh. What's your view on Bayern team next season? Two veterans is left. There's no sign how Bayern is going to build the team next season. Shovik, they're working on things. I think the big thing is Bayern wants to get Florian Wirtz into the team. And, that's going to be a big signing if they can make it. I think they're looking also now for at least a centre back, if not two. Minjae Kim might also leave, so that's going to be interesting. What are they going to do? And of course, also a number two to Javi Severio, and he can't keep it on goal. And he wants a corner for that. Doesn't get a corner. Chip to Jordan Murray into the box, and Severio can't keep it on goal. I don't see any contact from Uday, and Severio, for his protest, earns a yellow card. Out of all the new cash grab league like Club World Cup, Nations League, which one you enjoy more? Nations League is better according to me. Most clubs will not take up World Cup that seriously. Avijit, I can't comment on the Club World Cup without it having played, right? The Nations League at the start was also seen as that, and I know a lot of nations now rather play Nations League than play friendly matches. So from that perspective, these antiques really put me off, man. A slight bit of disappointment. It's okay, these players act like bullies at times. Yeah, can be. Is a problem sometimes. It's an issue. Jamshedpur FC now with more of the ball, and Murray puts the ball wide. What's going with FC Goa defense? And let's see where we go through so easily. It happens. Shouldn't happen. Sorry, shouldn't happen. Phone call. Earlier, so let me do this. It happens, and it was bound to happen that they would most probably give Jamshedpur FC a little bit of more space in their attacking side. But the question is, can FC Goa put more pressure? Maybe a third, because if they score a third, I think this game is done and dusted. Ball back with FC Goa now. 62 minutes now played. And Ritik Tiwari, attacker Sangwan, plays it forward to Borja, bullied away by Stephen Eze. But these laps will cost them heavily. They could, don't have to. No, that's football. Not every not every mistake gets a goal, or not every brilliant movement gets a goal as well. Jamshedpur FC trying to combine. Imran, Ashu, Eze, Javi Hernandez dropping back to Stephen Eze. Stephen Eze chips it forward. Javi Severio finds Reta Chikawa, but an alert Ritik Tiwari collects. Great gather by Ritik. Yeah, Ritik Tiwari has, as we were talking early on, I think showing a lot of composure, more than many other keepers. So hopefully he can build on that. FC Goa trying to break, but ball goes out from a Boris touch in terms of FC. What do you think about Super Cup this season? Positive, negatives? It happened at least is a positive. The situation of it happening at least is a negative. See, you say it as Akash, someone is down with cramps. To me, happening at all, to me is something that is, always very interesting. Um, mm, um, because to me, I felt at some stage there might be a danger of the Super Cup not happening at all. So I think the straight knockout is most probably the best format of this. But I think a lot has to happen, and yeah. Um, so therefore, let's see what happens next season. And as FC Goa prepare substitutions, Ayush Chetri as well as Jay Gupta getting ready to come on. Borja comes off for Ayush, and most probably Akash. Yes, Akash Sangwan coming off for Jay Gupta, the man with the 2 goals coming off. So therefore, again, I think next season they have. I don't even know what next season will be. So therefore, for me to speculate to say, listen, I would like to have a Super Cup which is played through the season sounds very nice, but for me it's very naive to talk at this moment about what the format of the Super Cup will be, because I don't even know if we're going to have an ISL, if will we have an I League, what are we going to have next season? I don't know. Nobody knows, right? So therefore, for me to speculate would be very, very difficult. But if it's played through the season, with one of the teams having a home game, I think it's a much better format. But again, Odisha is quite happy to hold a tournament like this. So the question is, do you then say, listen, you do semi-finals and final in Odisha, or maybe do the last 8 in Odisha? I honestly don't know. But again, it's a question of who is the AIFF, what is the AIFF, and how is the Indian football's format? How did FSL get here as one of the sponsors early on? Listen, early on, there was a huge interest, Ishan. There were a lot of sponsors who came forward, small and big. Global brands came forward. So in 2013, they got them interested. In 2014, they signed in. And therefore, from that perspective, yeah, um, it was possible, which nowadays would most probably not be. Free kick, Jamshedpur FC into the box, cleared by Carl McHugh. Corner for Jamshedpur FC. Would you suggest any subs for Jamshedpur FC? Probably this is the right time. Madam Fimin, I don't see any subs which make sense. They've gone for what they have, and they don't have anything in that way. FC Goa started a new youth league in Goa, right? No, they've had a youth league in Goa now for years, so I don't know. Oh, Ritik Tiwari clears it. Ayush clears it. Ikar, sorry, Dren Razic. Jamshedpur has now more of the ball. Lose the ball. Get it back again. Chance for FC Goa to break. No. Mohamed Uwais across. Will Mohamed Sanan get to the ball? Yes, he does. Ashum with the cross into the box. Cleared by FC Goa. Now a chance to break for Udanta. Udanta. Stopped by Ray Tachikawa. So no, FC Goa, the Little Gauze League has been on for a while, so that's not a new league. So it's been on, I don't know if it was on pre-COVID, so that's not a new one. Well, I used to play second, third division in Spain. Look at him dominate in ISL. If you ask our delusional fans and players, they think our players can play at those levels. Yeah, that's sadly true. And if you see my preview today, on sorry, if you see the FIFA ban video that I did yesterday, someone has actually commented and said, "Oh, do I now support the new constitution and elections, and why am I still pouring out so much hate and all?" I said, "Listen, I don't speaking about hate. I'm talking about facts, and that's a problem, that people don't want to live in reality and are still defending those kind of characters, which who are harming Indian football, right? So therefore, for me, that's the key thing. If you're doing something good for Indian football, we can talk about it. If you're doing something bad, I will call it out. So therefore, that's the reality. So and then the discussion starts. Oh, who's the bigger evil for Indian football? And it's sorry guys, it's become a joke. Sorry to say that. Right, FC Goa with the ball. Ayush Chetri plays it back to Karmakyu, back to Ayush. Then Drazic beats Ashutosh. Dejan Drazic in the box. Dejan Drazic with a shot and collected by Albino. It could have been the decider today. And guys, those of you who are watching, if you're liking what we're talking about, do like and share. And if you haven't, do subscribe. FC Goa clear their lines. Goa's plenty of amateur leagues, even colleges playing a few. Yeah, Ishan, they have a lot in Goa. Even the lower divisions in Goa are quite um, FC Goa combining, lose the ball. Stephen Eze. Tachikawa loses the ball to Sahil Tavora. Sahil has to be careful. He's already on a card. Vikram Pratap Singh or Nikhil Prabhu, who would you sign if you were in East Bengal? Shovik, I would sign both. I wouldn't do or. I would if I had, but if I was in the shoes of these two players, Vikram, I would suggest stay at Mumbai City, and Nikhil, I would say go to Mumbai City. Right. So again, if he's wise. Ashutosh doesn't get to it. 71 minutes nearly played now in the final of the Super Cup. Ball through to Drazic. Drazic with an empty goal. Does he get it in? Yes, that's the decider. Dejan Drazic with the third for FC Goa. And this should be game, set and match for FC Goa. Beats an Albino Gomes and Javi Hernandez unable to get to the ball. That's a third for FC Goa. And I would say a deserving third for FC Goa, who dominated this final, a one-sided final. And yeah, Manolo Marquez set to win another trophy in India. Match sealed, curtains now, it's over now. Yes, guys, this is the final, yeah. So this is the final. Dejan Drazic outsmarts Albino. Albino doesn't want to commit a foul. And Javi unable to stop the ball. Jamshedpur FC getting a humbling tonight. And this is something which is possible. Jamshedpur FC, if they concede an early goal, if they're put under pressure, yeah, this is what is possible with a quality team. And FC Goa are heading most probably towards their second Super Cup title. Do you like Sahil Tavora as a player? Yeah, Sahil Tavora is one of those, unsung heroes, little less, not of the quality of a Raul Borges, but Sahil is a hardworking guy. As much as Khalid Jamil has achieved, I still think the guy's a bit overrated. All new need is to concede a few goals and someone's Hanam ball works up to a point. See, this is a final. You have to open up. They're forced to open up as Jamshedpur FC, and FC Goa have the power, have the quality to beat them. And then therefore this is happening, right? So in a league match, you can keep it 1-0 and then try and do something. And now FC Goa really dominating the play. Very smart. The way they're playing. Jamshedpur getting sorry. Although since Indian players are Ronaldinho's, at least according to their mother, all other nationalities are better than us. Maybe he can do something in national team. I doubt. I really doubt that. If you ask me, Khalid has a certain ceiling, and he's reached that ceiling, I would think. And again, it depends on the individual brilliance, So, therefore, to me, the better team is winning, and the more attractive team football-wise also is winning. I think that's something. Yeah, might not sound always the right thing, but I always like a team which has an attacking intent rather than, wait and watch approach. And you see FC Goa are playing football, are not fighting football, are not working football. This looks class, the way they're playing. Look at the way they're combining at this moment. Ayush Chetri, the ball over from the left to the right. Um, it is, and Jamshedpur have no answer to it at this moment. So this is, so therefore to me, no. Asia here, FC Goa goes, come, yes, Shovik. Oh, their chance for Ika Guruchena, nearly for a fourth. As I said, Ishan, I like Saltavor, I guess. As a neutral, happy to see FC Goa and Asia. Better Femina, I think there is something, and again, let's see if they can, um, if they can get even better. But FC Goa to me are showing tonight what they can do, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Corner for FC Goa. Drazic beats Imran in the box. Dejan Drazic once more. Dejan Drazic looking for the gap and dispossessed in the end. I agree, Khalid has reached his ceiling. Again, with this kind of football, you're going to get to a level. But this season also, again, there are two key players in this. If you don't have them, Jamshedpur FC is not even worth half of what they are, and that's Steven Eze and that's Javi Hernandez. So let's be very, very clear about that. It it was McHugh with the third assist, right? I would have thought, yes, that it was Carl McHugh. Do you think Miguel is a good signing for East Bengal? Shovik, I'm not sure if all these players who've worked for Oscar in Bangladesh are really, the answer to it. And all of them are being hyped, be it Robson, be it Miguel. I don't know if they can adjust to all of this and the hype, the pressure of Kolkata, and especially the pressure at East Bengal. East Bengal is, to me, is a broken club. It needs change at all levels. But as long as the changes at the board level don't happen, as long as people don't change there, um, we don't need to talk about players. East Bengal is willing to spend again a lot of money. With uh, so yeah. Bayern drew so Bundesliga champions, right? Theoretically, yes, but yeah, they have to wait now. Consider the 94th minute equalizer. Paulsen scoring for the RB Leipzig. Can ISL Cubs register semi-finals for AFC Champions League? Yes, they can, Ishan. If they want to, they can. Mohun Bagan did that, right? Nuno Rice was signed as a seventh foreigner for the Asian Champions League. Manolo's first trophy with FC Goa in last match. Yeah, Blue. And his second Super Cup, winning it, of course, with Hyderabad in the past. So therefore, Manolo continues. Will you live again later? Look at me, classic Indian metal. If you get something for free, the next thing you do is ask for more. Obviously, not today. Today, I am doing this live watch along, and I'll do it a little longer also so that we can speak after this. But no, there will be no separate Indian football discussion tonight. That will be tomorrow evening. I totally agree with you. We're a broken club, and Shovik, nobody wants to admit that at East Bengal, and that's I think the real problem at East Bengal. That we know the problems, the issues that East Bengal has. I think anyone a little bit of football understanding knows that, and to me, that is I think the biggest thing that there is that East Bengal is not learning from its lesson and just paying money. Or Drazic, can he beat Steven Eze? No, he can't. Eze back to his keeper and clears it. Can he keep it in? No, can't. Javi. So therefore, that's that for me. As sad as it is, as someone who's grown up supporting East Bengal, it's a shame to see what East Bengal has become over the last, actually not years, but decades. Last 2 decades since the last won the NFL in 2004. Trevor Morgan was close at a certain period of time, and now you're not even getting into the ISL top six. So East Bengal needs a mentality rebuild than rather a squad rebuild. But again, fans are fooled again. So yeah, we're not learning. FC Goa versus Al Nasser and Fatoda. Nadeem, for that, Al Nasser needs to finish fourth in the Saudi Pro League, and at the moment they're third, so they qualify for the Champions League Elite. But why not? Why not? Al Nasser in Goa or in Kolkata, why not? Is Bayern's domination in Germany a talking point among neutral fans, other clubs in Bundesliga managed? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Listen, they've been challenged in the last few years. It always, in the end, looks like Bayern is winning left, right, and center. But again, there've been some close seasons. Dortmund could have won the one or the other campaign. There've been campaigns in the past where others could have won and they didn't. So I think it's more of a media story than that there is. We are near the 80th minute, so 10 minutes plus. Jamshedpur trying to do something. I think Al Nassr will renew CR7 contract. Rovik, I think yes, because he's their global ambassador, right? So for Al Nassr, Cristiano Ronaldo is also a money-making machine. They've done a lot of sponsorship deals, other deals, because CR7 has joined the club, which they wouldn't have been able to. So it's like for Inter Miami, the value of Lionel Messi. So these two players, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, are of a different level of a commercial value to their clubs. So therefore, I think they will try and keep him. Yes. Ritik Das now on the field. University trying to combine, but FC go also in the defensive work. Even though we've had this phase after the second goal that Jamshedpur had a little bit more of the ball into the middle, cleared by Uday, cleanly cleared by Uday. I think Puma and Adda stories are straight out of a movie. Is there any movie about them? I know that there was a German movie about it, but I don't know if there is anything which is available in English. I know there are a lot of documentaries about it as well, but chance there for Jamshedpur. Oh, good save from Ritik Tiwari against Mohamed Sanan. Get it into the box. Ritik Das played it in the middle. Once Sanan beats Uday, but Ritik has the ball. So therefore, for me, no, I don't think so. It looks likely that Goa's Super Cup 3-0, 15-8 for the Gores. 82 minutes played. Yeah, that's quite one-sided, I would say, in the end, for them. And they should stop putting the hoardings on again. Okay, which hoardings where? Upcoming exciting young German talents, Indian fans looking with. Yeah, Abhijit, there's quite a few. I mean, amongst the most famous one will be Musiala and Wirtz, but you've got other ones as well who are coming up. Voldemar, the young striker, very exciting talent. Stuttgart just scored today as well. Cleared by Sandesh. And Stephen Eze bullies Ika Guruchena. Oh, okay, offside given. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah. Now I see that. Sorry, yeah, I see that. Yeah. Now I see it. Yeah. Now I see that one at the far end. Yeah, seems to be windy. It's getting blown away. Now I've seen it. Yeah, at the far end. The AIFF one, and I think Geo Hotstar can 1 sign LM10 market by 116 is being off. Listen, don't go by that market value. Cleared by FC Goa. Oops, now, yeah, raining heavily in Bhubaneswar. Quite heavy. Thunder shower, and you can see it now in that lovely pan out view. And a lot of the boards are actually literally dripping over. And they're pulling over some of them, I think, on purpose before they are blown onto the field. Interesting. Early May, heavy rains in this part of the world. But I think the players will take it with the high level of humidity and heat. So therefore, don't take the market values always too seriously, right? So that would be my advice. Manolo Marquez now also standing in the rain, literally getting drenched, having a black armband, and FC Goa are wearing today for victims of the stampede in Goa last night. And that was a counter-attacking position. Udanta now moving fast. Udanta Singh, Boris. It's quite a heavy shower at the moment. Khan McHugh, Udanta, Boris cleared. Jamshedpur have the ball now. Oh, lost by Javier Hernandez. Yeah, this is not the weather for Javier Hernandez. Chance for FC Goa. And this is Iker Guruchena. And saved by Albino Gomes. Not the match of Iker Guruchena so far. Normally he puts those ones away. Nicely played to the Spanish striker. And can't turn it around. Jay Gupta. Ball across to the other side. Ayush. FC Goa keep the ball. Foul on Khan McHugh. Across to Iker Guruchena. Turns like only he does. Khan McHugh, Guruchena. Back to Sandesh. Across to Boris. The rain seemed to get heavier and heavier at the Kalinga. Jamshedpur FC win the ball, lose the ball. How will they do trophy celebration in this rain? Yeah, that's a good question, but they'll do it somehow. I don't know if they have a plan B in somewhere on the terrace or something. They don't have that option, I guess. Jay Gupta. Thank you. If it starts thunder and lightning and match gets cancelled, the match will be rescheduled, or again we play tomorrow, or Goa will become champion. Normally at this stage, I think the referee will try and play out the match, and in the worst case, I think because it's a 3-0 at this moment in time, he might stop it with, let's say, 1 minute of added time. Normally, if you've played so much of it depends on the tournament rules. I don't know what the tournament rules are. Normally, there are two. Rajat sleeping. Jamshedpur intercept, and normally you play the last few minutes if it gets too bad. But at the moment, it seems to be just rain and no thunder. Shower. Ball out to Ashutosh Mehta. Can he get a cross in? Yes, he does, but blocked by FC Goa. Dejan Drazic now on the attack, being chased by Ashu. Dejan turns around, plays it across to the other side. Ayush, Sahil, Uday, Khan McHugh plays it out to Boris. Chips it for Udanta. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Oh my God, there's a lot of rain happening in my home. Yeah, it's a lot of rain. And again, early May. There are substitutions. I can see Len Dungal as Udanta is coming off. And Bryson Fernandez comes on. And it's getting even worse, I feel, or maybe that camera position is. Bryson Fernandez. And on the other side, Len Dungal. Couldn't see who went off for Jamshedpur FC. Last time I saw this type of rain in a match in Durant, Imran has come off. Last time I saw this type of rain in a match in Durant Cup Derby last year where East Bengal won. Yeah. it's a learning lesson for Khalid. Khalid Jamil has played his style of football throughout his career. What will he learn? What will he change? He's gotten to the final. I think he's achieved a lot for himself. What is he going to learn? It's nice you're saying that, but there is no lesson to be learned by him, for him. He will play his football as he's played all his career, and therefore that's that, right? So therefore, for me, man, it's not many changes that are going to happen per se, right? Goa trying to combine, and Guruchina comes out of an offside position with 90 minutes nearly up in this final of the Kalinga Super Cup, with looking likely throw in for Jamshedpur, and still very heavy rains. John Murray, ball goes out. And two more substitutions with FC Goa. I see Nimdorji Tamang and Mohammad Yasir getting ready for Saltavora, as well as Uday Ona India. I just have to quickly. I can see players in the screen. All I can see is there. I used to see. Yeah, that's the heavy rain. This is not direct football that he always plays. It's a different. In I said to Tufford and Triple C start losing his cards. This is his stride. Just 1 second. As we're reaching 4 minutes, 92nd minute already, 93rd minute, we're playing already. And little over a minute remaining. And then FC Goa are going to lift the 2025 Kalinga Super Cup. 3-0 is the lead, and celebrations already on the FC Goa bench. Deserving victory for FC Goa in this final. It was, in the end, if we're very, very honest, a very one-sided final with advantage to FC Goa. And Jamshedpur FC never really in the match, maybe in the first few minutes with a few chances. But overall, one has to be honest that FC Goa deserved this win, and they qualify for Asia, depending on, of course, who's going to lift the AFC Challenge League, depending on if they have to play qualifiers in the ACL2 or maybe qualify for the group stage. Obviously, Mario tries his luck, and that's it. Manolo Marquez completely drenched, as is the whole bench. Manolo Marquez, I think, will be a very, very happy man that he finishes off his FC Goa stint with a trophy. I think that's the legacy that Manolo Marquez will leave behind. The most successful coach in regard to wins and win percentage of FC Goa in their 11-year history. And he'll certainly take that, and hopefully take some positives also into his time as Indian national team head coach, because that's going to be the other thing that we will, I guess, hope that in June India can win in Hong Kong. And that's the end. FC Goa are champions of the Kalinga Super Cup 2025 as we see celebrations on and off the field. FC Goa have won the Kalinga Super Cup and deservingly are winners of this tournament. If you see the way that they played today, it's just deserving. Yeah, that is, one can surely say, deserving win for the Goas in this final as Manolo Marquez walks across to the match officials and yeah, the Goas winning the Super Cup deservingly, one has to say, as Manolo Marquez goes over to Javi Severio, who of course was his player at Hyderabad FC. One should not forget. Borja Herrera with 2 goals. I think there's no question about it that Borja Herrera should be the man of the match. And so therefore FC Goa are celebrating. And come on, guys, we cannot change the weather. We cannot do anything in this matter. I'm ready to see the articles about how Kalinga Super Cup is bad because of rain. I don't think it's about the rain. I think it's overall, there's a lot of things which went wrong from the AIFF and also from the state of Odisha. But again, Arunda sounds happy for some reason. Aditya, I said yesterday, I want a team to win which plays football. And FC Goa played football throughout this tournament. And I'm happy also for Manolo. I like Manolo as a person. FC Goa is a likable club overall, and therefore I am very happy as the Goas have created a huge circle in the middle, and nice to see those celebrations on the field as they celebrate their triumph. And yeah, that's it. Hi, Akash. I commented once that Khalid can reach semis or maximum final, but cannot win with this trying to draw mentality. I agree with you. So that's that. Yeah. It's the story of the Super Cup. One who comes fighting difficult opponents loses the Super Cup final. Team who wins the easy games wins the Super Cup final. Okay. So you're saying FC Goa had easy games? I don't know. I don't agree. He never has this draw mentality. Jamshedpur FC tried a lot of shots in the Mumbai City match. But Aditya, I agree with Akash. It's the way that they play. He plays for draws rather than for wins. And by chance, if a draw happens, he's very happy. And therefore, you can try and defend him as much as you want. But to me, that is Khalid and the way Khalid likes to play. And this season, Jamshedpur FC have stood out because they've got especially 2 key players, and that is Steven Eze and especially Javi Hernandez, who gave them options up front. And therefore, sometimes it might look different, but he's very defensive, very, very minded on his organization. He doesn't like when players try their own things normally, so therefore I'm not going to talk about it. It's just so difficult. I never saw this draw mentality. Okay, Aditya, maybe you didn't, but I know what Akash is talking about, and I totally agree with it. But maybe you don't see it. But I do know from also talking to Khalid a few times that that's his mentality. That's been this mentality. And again, if we pick out Jamshedpur, we pick out Aizawl FC, even the long stint at Mumbai FC. But again, there have been failures in between: East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Bangalore United, where things didn't work out. So therefore, these are also, so therefore, that's it. Khalid's strategy is to stay mid, then try to create some difference through some moments. It's not even through some moments. I think he would stick to the state. At Mumbai FC, used to stick to the stalemate till the 90th minute. And it's not even through some moments. It is, sometimes I would say, luck. Right? It might be too critical about the coach of the year of Indian football, but it is not rocket science that there is. And again, I tell you, if you get 6 good quality foreigners in the right positions who work and get another 2-3 good Indians, you can win this league. You can win in Indian football. So therefore, that's a reality that we need to accept. That is the level of our football, if we like it or not, right? Yeah, I would agree, says Blue. It is sad, but that's the reality of where we are at this moment in time. In Indian football, if I like it or not, that is the reality, and the realities are at this moment not very, very nice to us, to Indian football, and therefore, yeah, it's tough. It's not to the liking of people, but that is where we are today in this moment in time, right? Therefore, you know, I hate always to be talking too critically about things, but these are realities, and we can't change it. FC Goa celebrating on the field, running across the field, and I think they'll be diving. Yes, they're diving. They're enjoying themselves in the rainwater. Lovely to see, you know, and there is it. Khalid plays like Steven, but there is a limit to the strategy. After a certain level against certain teams, it will feel just like Bahrain versus India match in 2019. Prabal, I would say yes and no, because Steven was changing. If you see, especially in the Asian Cup, against Thailand, and also especially the first half an hour against UAE, he was not thinking defensive. Steven allowed his team to play. Against Bahrain, Steven and the team were scared of the success that they can get. That is my feeling. That is what I also told Steven, that I said, you guys were scared of the potential success you could have by reaching the knockouts. And the injury to Anas Edathodika in the warm-up, and that he started the game, you had only, so that's something. Jamshedpur FC going to Odisha FC, we're losing in Yovatika is losing the Super Cup final 2025 is going to be bad for Jamshedpur FC. Let's see. I mean, Clifford had Diego and then Severio, so yeah, explains a lot of stuff. I think Severio is not such an impact player as Diego Mauricio, so I think that comparison to me, Aditya, doesn't work. I would say that to me, yeah, I think Jamshedpur FC have a good set of 6 foreigners. That's the key. Some decent Indians, and some Indians who, have had matches where they stood out. We've seen Imran Khan, we've seen Mohammad Sanan sometimes stand out towards the end. Pranay Halder stood out in his defensive duties. Pratik Chaudhuri had some few and some bad games. So therefore, we can add up. Mohammad Uwais had a decent season. So therefore, those are the numbers. And therefore, it is Indian football is not rocket science. Elsewhere in football, it means a lot, and it shows you that for example, that the success of certain teams is given, and certain teams can do whatever they want, but they will not be successful. And I think East Bengal comes to my mind, right? So therefore, so yeah, therefore, that's a challenge, and let's wait and see what they do. But again, it'll be interesting. That is what I'm saying. You really need a good striker who could work with Javi. I remember 2003, Diego carried the whole Odisha FC on his back, and that's why we won the Super Cup. Yeah, but Javi is, is the key player for them, and yeah, let's see. Jefferson needs bench strength. Yeah. By the way, Bohra 2 Super Cup in a row, underrated gem. Blue, that's another thing, right? Boha today, the first goal was the second goal is world class. The second goal is world class. It's smart. It's cool. It's clever, and he's done himself quite well. Some fear by Khalid. He was defensive and game was controlled by Monroe from start, and FC Goa wingers and midfielders cut off all counter chances in midfield only. Probably very good. The thing is that was key, and that is what they needed to do for most of the match. And it didn't happen. And and today, I think they've also learned their lessons from the 2 losses to Jamshedpur FC in the ISL. That they didn't, after the 1 lead, didn't sort of think, okay, this is done and dusted, and we've won it. They scored a second, they scored a third, and that sort of gave them assurance that they're going to win. So that's something that I've seen. So let's see. Very expected result, at least for me, says Akash. Let's not say expected, Akash. I think the hope was there that Manolo and FC Goa would win it, but with Khalid Jamil and his teams, you never know, and therefore, yeah. But then how Khalid Jamil defeated Manolo like doing it? I said, very simple, Aditya. Two things in Goa: 1-0 leading. Goa should have been leading, I don't know, 3-0, 4-0 in that game. Couldn't score the goals, and then Jamshedpur score one and then score a second. And in Jamshedpur at home, they can be a different beast. So therefore, those things should be not forgotten. So therefore, this is something that needs to be kept in mind when we talk about FC Goa, when we talk about this team and their performances in this competition. And and therefore, it's a big win for FC Goa in this. And so if they show the stats, 16-8 shots on goal, 7-2 on target, 4-7 corners, 2-2 offsides, 7-6 fouls committed, 2-3 yellow cards. So quite a fair. So therefore, that's going to be interesting to see how the teams come back. Expecting to see some more signings for FC Goa, especially in defense, because they rely too much on Ode. Yeah, Medin So that's something that will be interesting to see. What can they do? What do they do with their foreigners? Do they keep the foreigners? Do they make changes to the foreigners? I think that's also a question for them. So yeah. Jamshedpur is different beast in a way, not that much. Exactly, Blue. I guess the pitch is the thing. Like Benali cannot play in Shillong, just like Manolo prefers short pitches. That's why Khalid has a very bad record in Kalinga Stadium. Can be, but Manolo doesn't prefer short pitches. FC Goa's pitch is big, Akash says, I'm quite sure FC Goa will qualify for ACL2. Okay. Prabal says, Aditya, Khalid's strategy has a flaw. He plays counter, and if a team can cut supply in wings and midfield by just overloading, game over. Best example, it was Afghanistan versus India game. Afghanistan coach knew India's game. Yeah. That's the question sometimes is who is smarter in their tactics in regard to playing, right? And that's something, and Khalid prefers short pitches. Yeah. Sorry, Khalid. Okay. Yes, Khalid prefers, but Jamshedpur is not such a small pitch. So therefore, that logic doesn't work. Jamshedpur is a full-size pitch. It's a big pitch. So that doesn't work, right? So the point was FC Goa learned their lesson from the two league matches. They knew who to block, who to cut off, not to allow to play, and that made the difference today. And that showed the maturity of FC Goa, the class also of FC Goa. FC Goa are this season, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the ISL, and they were able to prove it. And I think that's an important one for themselves, for Indian football. That they were able to get to that level, and that's something. And quite right, Khalid's strategy is open secret. But again, some of the teams still, again, football is a weird world sometimes. You know what to do, but you can't do something. It's like teams now know what to do against a Messi or a Ronaldo or even against a young Lamine Yamal, but you can't stop him. And that is, I think, the big challenge in football. That even if you know the strategy of how to play against a certain player, you might not be able to play that game against that player to be able to get the result out of yourself, out of the game, and that's a big challenge. So therefore, maybe Khalid needs to be more attacking instead of the whole defense fiasco. He's had high hopes on the recent matches now, so very entertaining. Aditya, I don't want to break any myths, but Khalid Jamil is not going to change the style of football, right? So that's not coming. Sorry. I say, will FC Goa take FC competition seriously? Dark Knight, they have in the past, right? So to me, I think they will, but can they? Will they? That's going to be the question, right? It feels like that Steamach fiasco thing just suddenly changed for me, personal opinion. Nah, Steamach is a different ball game altogether. And FSG keeps on getting better. PFC is not that good. In the first half was not that they wanted, but in second half they showed their class and finally showed the nomination. Yeah. Yeah. To me, yeah. I mean, Punjab FC had it, to see out the match, last 2 minutes in the game, plus X in injury time, could have won it, couldn't. Our wingers are very predictable and one-dimensional for Khalid's style to work, or for the spot for most coaches now. So, yeah. I mean, we saw today Nikhil Balla, who can play as a right back, but worked as a right attacking and then as a left attacking player. We saw Sanan coming on, Imran coming on, Ritik coming on. Again, I've said this multiple times now that our Indian wingers are very, some of them have strength in this, some of them have strength in that, some of them strength in that, but they're very predictable, and that makes it. And there is very few of them. Diego Simeone light. Nah, it's a different. Diego Simeone is a legend and different, but again, yes, in some sort of way, or a Mourinho light in that way. Like Arunda, I know Steamach is different ball, but after COVID, Steamach has suddenly changed tactics, suddenly its flaws. I'm seeing something similar with Khalid after ISL. Aditya, Steamach didn't have a flaw. The more I thought about it and the more I look at it, I think the start, that it was actually the success of Stephen Constantine. The 2019 results of the Indian team most probably were results of the hangover of Stephen Constantine, that we played the way we played. Whatever Steamach was saying, and the real Steamach came around in 2021, right? Indian wingers need to be more versatile, yeah, but I think that's everyone knows that, right? Hi SCT, thank God FC Goa exists, so as these legacy clubs doom Goa name from FC Indian football. Yeah, SCT, well said. And that's the thing. Also, I feel if you look at modern football, the role of skillful wingers is of very high importance, even more than that of a good number 9 or 10. Mid-Anfield, I agree with you. To me, the real challenge is not the number 9. The number 9 has a different role and different importance. I think if you're playing with a number 10 or not. So therefore, that's the question that one has to look at. Steamer had a strategy. What's Akash? Khalid needs to develop plan B also. If a team blocks mid and wing, then need to put central midfield who can create passes to bypass midfield, or JC will change all game, or forward or winger need to come in midfield. Probably he doesn't have, let's see. Then tell your government to support FC Goa, not supporting it just because it doesn't have a Goan owner will want to cost you in the field of football. Okay. Tell me a name who flourished under Steamach was Stevens' left effect. Akash, that's my, as I said, that's my feeling as well. If you look at it, the mid to the long term, I think that it is a Stephen Constantine effect which was there, and to me that was, I think, the big thing that we saw afterwards. That in 2019, I think Stephen got something out of the team which wasn't there earlier, and they got better, and that was what we were seeing, and therefore that was the outcome. That was the result of the development part, and and therefore to me very clearly Steamach I think let's not go back. We've gone back to that quite often. It's, I think, a dark period in the time of Indian football. So let's not think about it. What's your expectation with these two teams in AFC? Machka, let's see who they have to face. I think to now talk about it, I think is doesn't make sense. So that's that, and therefore for me, let's forget that. Then I want to see any coach in AFC. Oh God, Aditya, it makes no difference. As long as we have Indian teams playing, right? See much this level of corruption, says Prabal. Why Steven succeeded was bad because he had a simple philosophy. So let players play according to their skill set. It was pleasing, but it was pragmatic. Steven was trying to impose a style that was beyond the capability of our players. Methamphetamine, I think that's the main point. I think that's the main point to talk about, that Steamach wanted that possession-based football, which our players are not capable. Wim Kovermans, so therefore, so to me, very clearly, we failed because of that. Don't let Steamach loyalties hear about your statement on they're going to whine about how it was not their eyes mistake. Yeah, let him. I hope one day AIFF invites top 6 of I-League and top 3 of I-League 2 and some other clubs from different leagues and different. Yeah, let's see. The furnace cross its melting point limit by Goa's Uzo, says Newton Chacha. But I know the reality. Now, Akash, I don't think you know the reality. The question is, what will be... Let's forget the Super Cup. My question is, what kind of a system do we have in Indian football next season? Do we have an ISL? Do Reliance stay? If the Reliance don't stay, what is the top tier of Indian football? Do we have an I-League? Do we have a new league? Do we have what do we have? I don't know, right? Because that's something that people don't want to realize at this moment, let's wait and see. Do you think FC Goa's CEO or CTO would have resigned if FC Goa had lost this match? Don't think so, Gaurav. I know you've asked this question in the past about accountability, but I don't think so. Also, funny part is Steamach used to keep saying we were playing position, etc. whenever we won, but we definitely not. Yeah, Drew, that was the fun one, right? That he claimed a lot of things which factually were not true, right? So that's also another thing with him. So therefore, for me, seems like the trophy ceremony is happening indoors and not outdoors. Yeah? It seems like the AIFF had a plan B. So therefore, it seems like the rains are still there. What's Shrachi going to improve I-League next season? Shrachi, are they still around? I mean, they've pulled out of Mountain Sporting. Are Shrachi going to be around next season for the I-League? Bhaskar, I don't know. Steamach made Indian fans and football a fool by calling garbage possession-based football most touches defenders. 70-80% in our own final third opposition, half 15-20%. Yeah, Prabhu, very well analyzed. Even before a league or anything, I feel that we must question ourselves. Do we even have a sports culture beyond cricket that will answer a lot of questions, I guess? But I mean, cricket is not a sports culture. Cricket is a watching culture. So therefore, we will have CFL, SLK, Goa Premier League without FSL. I don't think even Super League Kerala will happen. At the moment, Super League Kerala. So that's the... ISL is uncertain, but not the Durand Cup, says Akash. Yeah, that's a nice one, Akash. I don't even know, So yeah, it's I don't know what will happen next season. So therefore, it's our own discussion. What happened to Mumbai City this season, especially Indian players? Mashkar, any team in Indian football is built on the back of the foreigners, and foreigners and also the key Indian or senior Indians. Tiri, I take out of that, played a very, very strong season. Fanif, somewhat. The others, Manzoro didn't even play, I would say, and the others were on and off. And the Indian players were a problem, and Brandon and Vikram had preseason injuries, never got into the season. Changte got a little warmer, I would say, towards the end, and the rest, again, Hitesh, some good matches towards the end, but all of them were not. So let's see now okay, in the press area, they will do the handing over of the trophies, it looks like it. Okay, they've shifted it indoor, and then I've now positioned 4 gentlemen who I've never seen in my life in there. I don't know what they're going to do. And this is going to be a typical Indian style trophy handing over. Okay, it seems like Ajit Banerjee, Secretary of the IFA, comes on the stage as the 5th gentleman. Then another man comes on. Let's see who's then the next. Okay, more and more EXCO members are coming on stage. 7 already. And the stage is, it's got space for another 8th. Maybe an 8th gentleman. Where is Kalyan Chaubey? Where's the president? Okay, now medals being handed over to these gentlemen. I don't know what these medals are. I still don't know what they're doing over there. It's crazy. Oh God, Indian trophy handing over ceremonies is a joke. I don't think a big corporation like Reliance will stay after this or mess accusations, allegations. Yeah, gosh, let's see. Let's hope not. But okay. Okay. The match officials are going to be honored. Okay. Match officials already have had a shower. Metaphysics is my context was that children might be playing cricket seriously and parents may not object in this century. I don't think the same encouragement would come from other sports, hence no culture. Okay, that way. Okay, I understand. Steemach was perfect politician. He played with numbers same way as our politicians at the time, even so-called some experts supporting with an analysis of numbers. Yeah. I don't need to look at the numbers. I need to look at the performance and the results, right? The results will definitely stay as they're seeing the bigger picture and vision in Indian Super League. Okay, Aditya, you know more than other people do. What's Mumbai City FC planning for next season? Bhaskar, do we have a next season? That would be my question. And when will Akash Mishra return? He's been training. He hasn't been fit, so he lost a whole season. So let's hope that Akash Mishra will be back next season. So these gentlemen now walk off. It says when did cricket become a sports culture? Ask Aditya. Mohammad Surya said 2 nice players is perfect result for India. The best you could get at this moment, I guess. Do you feel that Thierry was not the best defense signing for Home City? He was crucial, but I felt that he was not good enough and better defenders could have been brought in. I don't think so. I think that Thierry was the best that Mumbai City had this season. Okay, the next set of gentlemen are coming up now to hand over. Okay. Apuya's average skill but strong mentality. I want at least that level of mentality in Indian players, if not multi-league level. I think Apuya has decent skill for an Indian player. Okay, 4th gentleman joins them on stage. Let's see who's the next set of players. Kalyan Chaubey coming on as well. Doesn't change the fact that Kaz Poker moves City both in us doing a league double and knocking out of. Yeah, but Aditya, that doesn't mean that it's great. Yeah. I don't know what these guys now. That's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, now the medals are coming out. Okay, 9, 10 people on stage. Everyone they can get are trying to get on this minimal, small little stage. I think it's the press conference room where now they're doing it because the rains are so heavy outside. Okay, so let's see which team comes first. I guess Jamshedpur FC will come. Are they getting all 2 medals? Oops, and they're ready. Okay, Jamshedpur FC is there. Avi Severio. Go and being told how to go. Oh, the ceremony lady is trying to hand Harvey Severio a medal. No, you have to wait, madam. And Jamshedpur FC are getting their medals. Oh, Stephen Eze. 2 heads taller than most people on that stage. And Albino Gomes, Sirkovic also, runners up. Pranay Halda can be seen. And yeah, Blue says it looks like a fish market. Yeah, I'll try to get through your comments after the ceremony. This will take a little bit of time. Mohamed Sanan, Rita Chikawa can be seen. Amrit Kope. Medals for the runners-up of. Medals are now being distributed to more gentlemen. Javi Hernandez comes over. Will be interesting to see if Jamshedpur FC can hang on to Javi Hernandez, or if he stays or moves away from India or plays maybe for another team. The coaching staff, amongst others, Khalid Jamil coming on stage. And support staff, and getting their medals. Oops, medal dropped. Seems to be one gentleman working, the rest is waiting that someone comes their way. No, that is not. Sorry, I thought that gentleman is Kalyan Chaube. That's not Kalyan Chaube. Let's announce that. But I've seen an interview of Joint Secretary of Odisha FA, Abhijit Paul. They're not serious. They are not serious anything against the job, but not following the points of the previous. Okay. I'm not watching the trophy session like it was on the pitch, and I see confetti flying all out. No. As we gave face to Odisha football, says that Indian cricket fans couldn't digest Kevin's statement. Akash, they've never, right? It's like Maria Sharapova didn't know who Sachin Tendulkar was. And yeah, that's India, and it's why do many guys? It's so weird. Blue. They always. I think the stage would have been bigger outside, right? So they wouldn't have looked that bad, and they would have positioned all these 15, 20 people on stage, and now they're sort of shoving on that. Keno said there is issues going in the Indian team. Do you know anything about it? Probably there have been issues in the Indian team. Otherwise, the Indian team doesn't play like this. To be very, very honest, I've got a guess on one or two things that might be wrong in the team, but the Indian team has not been performing to the best. Our Indian players aren't the best, but they're not as bad as they've been playing. The trophy handout is very scuffed. I guess they did not see the weather forecast beforehand. Looks like it, and this is something again. You need to have a plan B, right? You need to have a plan B, and this is something which they didn't do, and therefore they're stuck with this. Rasa today Israel played a very opposite game of what they played in Iceland against these. Their attacks have very few and lots of errors. Go with best from start game, one match dominating. Yeah, but Shwanata, they play like this, right? So that's been the case, and the next round of officials are coming up on stage. Some of them now in Punjabis, and I guess there are only 3 gentlemen over there. So it's looking like a fish market. Yeah, it looks like there wasn't a plan B, and now I guess anybody who's there, who was around, was asked to hand over medals, it seems. Oh God, luckily I'm not in Bhubaneswar, otherwise I would have joined as well on that stage, most probably. Same thing. Who do you think could be next Goa coach, and how will Goa perform in ISL? Would have from Listen, who's going to be the coach? There are a lot of conversation as Manolo walks onto the stage, is saying thank you, gets the medal. Behind him, Gaura Mangi Singh. Mangi, good to see Mangi also win some silverware as Manolo and Mangi and all the others. Nelson, all the others are there. So therefore, let's see ACL. Let's see. We have to see the opponents. I think to generalize is very, very easy. Let's see who the opponents are, and then we can talk about what FC Goa could do. I seen the qualifier where today the whole game was so blunder, miss passes, and West Farm third for both teams. I feel that even the 20 teams better Goa to last despite foreigners. Nah, the under 20 teams are not better. Otherwise, the players would be playing. No? So that's the thing. Still the support staff getting their medals first of FC Goa. And Udanta is the first players. Okay. FC Goa did not go for a shower. They are, or did they go for a shower to come back in their jerseys? Young Tumba with the number 99. Rowlin. Ken Culture's there, national team, says Akash. And even Iron those. Nice one, Blue. Yeah, especially the green and the green and the yellow one. Yeah, they could have done it actually. So therefore, the players are getting their medals. Yes, they did not have a shower after the win. And Ika Gorochena picking up his medal. Mohammad Yassir behind him. Jay Gupta in a very friendly pose. Borja Herrera. Lara Sharma. Boris. Dejan Drazic. Alan Shaji. Ritik Tiwari for me. Lakshmikant Katimani not in the squad today, but Kati, experienced keeper, has won a few I-League titles with Dempo many years back. It's been around since those days, and Kati taking a picture on that stage. Ayush. Dom Tahil Savora. Akash Sangwan, Sandesh Chingan. Uday Una India is the captain. And it'll be interesting to see how they now do the trophy handover. One at the last stuff in the Khalid versus Manor saga. Yeah. So just a joke. Kalan Chobit was watching Super Cup. He observed the cheap gameplay in a final match. Was he just an entertainer in all matches? Birds are like he wants to be a thief. Okay. Keep Bonner next time out of the Super Bowl wants to win it. Yeah. Or sign him. What's your take on the gang culture national team thing? Again, a lot of people are making a lot of accusations and a lot of people think to know. That's the problem, right? It's also speculation of what's going to happen here, there, everywhere. It's again, I put out something today about transfers. A lot of people speculate about a lot of things, seem to know a lot of things, but actually don't know. And that's the problem of social media and the way it is now. Kalyan Chobe coming on stage, handing over check for the champions, 25 lakhs for the winner of the Super Cup, and that is being handed over to Uday Ona India with the gentleman from the Odisha government, and of course also now the trophy is going to be handed over. Oh, that's the trophy now in the hand of the gentleman and Uday Ona India. So I have no clue, Blue, who is. This is certainly a government employee, and the India is just walking off. Now what? Where is the runners-up? Runners-up check. Where is the runners-up? And where are the checks for the players of the tournament? Oh God, this is just sums up. Sorry if I'm being critical on this, but this just sums up where the AIFF is today. It is just not. Yeah. Yeah. Right. FC Goa celebration pictures now in. So Man United will play a friendly with ASEAN All Stars in coming time to provision, but India can't even choose a proper opponent, etc. Listen, Swarnlata, that is not. They're playing ASEAN All Stars. That's a. If India puts in the money, they could get any team to play against them, right? Nobody wants to put in money. I'm the only one who's organized these kind of matches, right? With Bayern Munich, with Hoffenheim, in India over the last 20 years. So therefore, no one wants to put in the money. So there's no point in doing it. Give prediction: Ali versus Kawasaki Frontale. Boah, Aditya, I would think Al Ali at home with their fans backing. Yeah. That money was given to. Acha, sorry, then I missed it. The video was hanging from me. FC Goa now walking out of that press conference room with the trophy, celebrating the trophy. Yeah, so 25 and 15 lakhs. Yeah, that's the money that you sometimes. That's the money that AIFF can spend, right? So therefore, yeah, they're realistic. There's no sponsor attached or anything. ASEAN also, it is an exhibition match. So therefore, yeah. So who will go final? Arsenal, PSG. I would say PSG. I would like to see a PSG Barca final, to be very honest. I think those are the two teams who are still left who I would like to see in the final, simply said. Right. It seems like the ceremony is finally over. And oh no, yet now the player of the match award goes to none other than Borja Herrera, 25 lakhs. And now, yes, on the running track, FC Goa with the champions picture. It's still raining. No, it's not raining that much, but at least with the trophy, they're doing the picture. At least that's the most important picture to get. So, right. It's like, oh, they're waiting for the trophy, Sandesh. And India gonna go out jointly with the trophy while the team already is celebrating. We see a jumping Manolo at the back, and the players are ready to welcome the trophy, to take a picture with the trophy. And yeah, that's it. Yeah. And there is the champions picture with the trophy. Are they going to try and do the fireworks now? I think they've given up on blowing something up into the air. Boris and Udanta, and they asked to lift the trophy, and Boris lifts the trophy up. Next, it's Udanta, that's the, and raises it up. Udanta Singh, this next one in line, who's coming up now. It's the turn of Mohamed Yasir together with Bryson Fernandez, and they lift it up. Yes, by the way, this year shield was given by Kalyan. Asaka was given by Goenka, and now it was normally should be all of the trophies should be handed over by Kalyan. I don't know, but people will disagree with me. But I think the straight knockout tournament is fun. It's good. We have one knockout tournament. It's fun. Do or die match every match. Yeah, Shobik, I agree. I've said this for years that this old Federation Cup and Super Cup format of a group stage and then a knockout makes no sense. Straight knockouts are better. Great spring week. Lakers and Madrid lost and one win, beating Bonaire is anti-hero villain of Super Cup for me, says Aditya. So would you think between Liverpool and Arsenal in upcoming match? Also, can Real Madrid finally win against Arsenal? Liverpool, theoretically, but Liverpool is now through. But I think Barca will not lose and they'll win yeah. So that's it. So seeing whole squad and performance, I think PSG can beat Barca, both these squads, and win their middle. It's more realistic than in the last few years. So yes, I think so. Right? I think that's it. That's what it is. Since Saudis are buying everything with their own money, why not they buy their podcast? I'll be the star commenter. You take 5 minutes to me for me as well. Now it's nice one, but not happening per se. Right, guys. More than 2.5 hours. Wow, I didn't even realize it. More than 2.5 hours in this live. And once more, congratulations from my side. FC Goa win the 2025 edition of the Kalinga Super Cup in Bhubaneswar. The celebrations were a little different than I guess planned because of the weather conditions. And FC Goa, in my opinion, deserving winners of the tournament, and I would say a perfect finish to the Super Cup. Again, it's done and dusted, 3-0 against Jamshedpur FC in the final. And once more, the reminder, if you like what we're talking about, do leave a like behind, share it with others to watch and listen. And if you haven't, do subscribe to channels when we're 2,527 today. Thank you very much. And let's keep on growing the community, everybody. Thank you. And and that's my thing. And to answer another. So will you be supporting Team FIFA Club World Cup and next year World Cup? Yes, my former employer is Bayern Munich. Worked for them. So I'm a Bayern. I will support Bayern Munich, and I will also be supporting the German national football team as a German, of course, and as someone who's also worked for the German FA. I support Germany as well. So, guys, once more, like, share, and subscribe. Watch the shorter videos. I've made a lot of videos this week about the whole situation surrounding the Supreme Court, the AIFF. Do watch those videos, pass it around. I think there's a lot of misconception going around with a lot of things. And also, also, as I say, thanks for your support as always. And I'll be back tomorrow with a regular live and the last words from commentators. See you next season. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I don't know. Avijit says non-important part of Indian football is over. Now the important part, the main part, court cases, fights, politics, lots of entertainment. That's going to be the thing. And to me, very, very honestly, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. It's crazy to think that what could happen or should happen. But at this moment in time, and so when we'll do Cup, I don't even know when the season will begin. Do we have a new season? Don't we have a season? As Avijit said, it's all in the courts. Normally it should begin sometime in July, but the court says decisions in July. So can the AIFF interim work out or not? That's going to be the question, and let's talk about those things. Thank you. Good night, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another live. Do watch, subscribe, Arunfoot. Thanks a lot.